What if I told you that Caryn Chandler wasn't just Matt Roloff's girlfriend, but possibly his strategic partner in one of the most controversial family dramas reality TV has ever seen? For years, fans of Little People, Big World watched the Roloff Farms saga unfold. Bitter feuds, emotional fallouts, and a family divided over inheritance. But behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Caryn may have played a much larger role than anyone imagined. Was Caryn simply standing by Matt's side as his companion, or was she quietly helping him orchestrate the Roloff farm takeover? From alleged behind-the-scenes influence to accusations of driving a wedge between Matt and his children, insiders hint that her presence was far more strategic than romantic. In this video, we're digging into the claims, the family backlash, and the possibility that Caryn Chandler may have been more than a girlfriend, perhaps the hidden force shaping the future of Roloff Farms. Is Caryn a mastermind, or just caught in a storm? Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Before Caryn Chandler became a household name as Matt Roloff's partner, she was already deeply embedded in the daily operations of Roloff Farms. Long before she was on camera, Caryn held a powerful role: farm manager. That position wasn't just about helping with pumpkin season or coordinating staff. It meant she had a front-row seat to the financials, logistics, and inner workings of one of the most famous family farms in America. Working closely with Matt, Caryn learned exactly how the business functioned, from the revenue streams of agritourism to the delicate balancing act of managing Roloff Farms' reputation as both a business and a TV landmark. She wasn't just another employee. She became one of the few people who truly understood the complex machinery that kept Roloff Farms running profitably. This inside knowledge, critics argue, gave Caryn a unique position of influence. When her relationship with Matt evolved from professional to personal, it wasn't simply about love. It was also about merging her professional experience with Matt's long-standing vision. Some insiders whisper that Caryn became more than just a girlfriend. She became a strategic partner. She knew where the farm was thriving, where it was vulnerable, and how to navigate its biggest challenges, especially as tensions within the Roloff family began to rise. The transition from employee to girlfriend blurred lines. For fans and family members, it raised uncomfortable questions. Was Caryn just the supportive partner Matt needed after his divorce from Amy? Or was she, perhaps subtly, positioning herself as the co-pilot in one of the most significant power shifts in Roloff family history? By the time their relationship was public, Caryn was no longer seen solely as a farm worker. She was portrayed as someone who could have a hand in shaping decisions that affected not only Matt but also his children, Amy, and the future of the farm itself. And that shift, the move from trusted employee to romantic partner, may have been the spark that set off years of speculation about her true role in the Roloff family drama. The tension around Roloff Farms didn't just spring up overnight. It's been years in the making. But according to insiders, the turning point came when Matt Roloff was weighing the future of the farm after Zach and Jeremy both expressed interest in buying portions of the property. At first glance, it seemed like a natural next chapter, the kids taking over the legacy. But whispers from those close to the family suggest Caryn had a very different vision. Some claim that Caryn played a pivotal role in persuading Matt to hold on to the farm rather than passing it down. Allegedly, she argued that selling to Zach or Jeremy would not only complicate family relationships but also put Matt at a disadvantage, losing both control and financial leverage. Instead, she may have encouraged Matt to keep full ownership, thereby securing his position and, by extension, hers. This raises the central question: was Caryn's push to keep the farms strictly a matter of sound business strategy, or was it about safeguarding her own long-term future alongside Matt? Supporters point to her experience as a longtime farm manager, someone who knew the ins and outs of operations and could offer valuable advice. Critics, however, paint a much darker picture, branding her as manipulative and even calling her a gold digger who saw the farm as a golden ticket to financial security. The public reaction has been sharply divided. On one side, fans accuse Caryn of driving a wedge between Matt and his children, suggesting she was the invisible hand behind the fractured family dynamic. On social media, some even argue that if Matt truly wanted to keep peace, he would have prioritized Zach or Jeremy's bids instead of drawing the line. On the flip side, a different camp praises Caryn for being Matt's backbone. They argue she stepped in when family emotions were clouding judgment, guiding him toward what they see as the smarter choice, protecting the farm's financial stability and future rather than giving it away under pressure. This tug-of-war between perception and intention is where the controversy grows. Did Caryn simply offer advice as a supportive partner, or did she strategically steer Matt toward a path that ensured she remained central to his empire? That's the question that keeps fueling speculation and keeps fans debating whether she's the mastermind or just the scapegoat. The aftermath of the Roloff Farm feud didn't just leave the property divided. It left the entire family fractured in ways many fans never saw coming. For years, the public admired the Roloffs as a unit that could withstand both the pressures of fame and the natural ups and downs of family life. But when the farm dispute took center stage, it became clear that money, legacy, and pride were bigger dividing lines than anyone expected. Zach and Tori, once central figures on Little People, Big World, shocked fans when they made the painful decision to distance themselves not only from the farm but also from much of the Roloff family dynamic. After failed negotiations with Matt to purchase part of Roloff Farms, Zach expressed feeling undervalued and dismissed. For him, it wasn't just about land. It was about trust, respect, and the hope of raising his kids on the same property where he grew up. Tori stood firmly beside him, even if it meant walking away from what had been a cornerstone of their shared identity. Together, they charted a new path, relocating and focusing on their own little family, even if it meant stepping out of the Roloff legacy. Meanwhile, Jeremy and Audrey Roloff pursued their own version of the dream. They, too, had shown interest in the farm, hoping to continue its legacy and give their children a place to grow up with the same traditions. But their bid, like Zach's, didn't work out. Instead, Jeremy and Audrey moved forward with their own ventures, writing, podcasting, and raising their family outside the shadows of the farm. While they've built a strong brand of their own, there's a lingering sense of what could have been if the Roloff farm had remained in the family rather than being marketed to the public. For Amy Roloff, the matriarch who spent decades nurturing both her children and the farm, the fallout was bittersweet. On one hand, she had moved forward with her new life alongside Chris Merrick, building happiness away from the constant tug-of-war over the land. On the other, she couldn't ignore how fractured her family had become. Amy's perspective often highlighted a painful truth. Where she once stood as a balancing force between her children and Matt, Caryn Chandler had stepped into that role, but with very different results. Caryn, who had transitioned from farm manager to Matt's partner, quickly became the lightning rod for family tension. Many fans and even family members speculated that she filled the gap Amy left behind, not just in Matt's personal life, but in decisions that affected the farm's future. To some, Caryn was a stabilizing partner for Matt, someone who helped him plan and manage the farm in ways that aligned with his vision. To others, she was a wedge that widened the distance between Matt and his children, particularly Zach and Jeremy. The Roloff family fallout, then, wasn't just about losing a farm. It was about losing the sense of unity that once defined them. Each branch of the family has moved on in its own direction, but the cracks left behind by the feud remain a reminder of how quickly legacy can turn into division. Caryn Chandler's role in Matt Roloff's life has long been painted as that of a supportive girlfriend, someone who simply stood by Matt while the Roloff farm drama unfolded. But when you look closer, was she really just a partner in romance, or was she also a partner in strategy? Much like a business partner, Caryn's presence extended beyond emotional support. She wasn't merely in the background. She was consistently at Matt's side during the most pivotal farm negotiations. Whether it was discussions about selling portions of the property, decisions regarding Zach and Jeremy's potential takeover, or the controversial shift to short-term rentals, Caryn was there. Her seat at the table wasn't accidental. It was a deliberate choice. Fans and insiders have pointed out that Caryn often appeared more engaged than Matt's own children in these conversations. She listened, she advised, and in some cases, she seemed to help Matt navigate difficult emotional terrain. Was she the calm strategist balancing out Matt's more fiery moments? Or was she quietly ensuring the decisions also worked in her favor? After all, Caryn had something major at stake. Her financial future was inevitably tied to Matt's. By aligning herself with him not just personally but strategically, Caryn may have been securing influence, stability, and perhaps even long-term control. Think of it this way. A girlfriend may offer love and companionship, but a strategic partner ensures the foundation of wealth, property, and legacy is protected. The evidence is hard to ignore. Her constant presence at key junctures, her deep knowledge of the farm operations from her years as an employee, and her close proximity to every choice Matt made. Some argue this was simply love in action. Others believe Caryn was quietly positioning herself as the indispensable partner Matt couldn't function without. So, was Caryn Chandler truly just Matt's girlfriend? Or was she, in practice, his co-strategist, the behind-the-scenes architect of Roloff Farms' most controversial chapter? As we wrap up this deep dive, one question lingers. Was Caryn Chandler truly Matt Roloff's strategic partner in the farm drama, or was she simply a loyal partner standing beside the man she loves, caught in the middle of a decades-long family feud? The evidence paints two very different pictures. On one side, you have the claims that Caryn influenced negotiations, pushed Matt toward decisions that benefited their future together, and positioned herself as more than just a girlfriend. On the other, perhaps Caryn was just a bystander, unfairly branded as a gold digger by fans who were already upset by the fracture within the Roloff family. So, did Caryn help Matt win the farm war? Or is her role being exaggerated by speculation and family drama? That's the question fans will be debating long after the cameras stop rolling. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.